Assalamu alaikum to everyone. I hope you are doing amazing with your family and loved ones. I'm Anna Hussain back with another live streaming and a very informational program today from NAVAFIZ. And today's program is all about emotional intelligence and how we would be managing our emotions, especially at our workplace, which can again help you in your career development. With me, I have NAVAFIZ. He is a IT manager, IT entrepreneur, and a life coach. We would be discussing some very great insights together. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing, Imran?
Walaikum salam, and thank you very much. It's a pleasure to join you as a co-host for such a wonderful session in the next 30, 40 minutes. Thank you very much.
Inshallah, absolutely. And to all of you guys, whoever is watching us from where you are participating, feel free to let us know. And you are more welcome to ask any relevant questions related to emotional well being, emotional intelligence, how it can help you in your career development, any type of advice. So we would be addressing it and acknowledging it at the same time, timely. So you're more than welcome. Okay, so let's begin with our conversation that what is a basic, a real concept, if we say or think about, like, what is emotional intelligence? Like, for any person who wants to, again, know, what do you think? Then I will share my insights.
Uh, when we read this word or when we listen this word, emotional intelligence, people think it's very complicated kind of or very high level, some kind of skills. But actually, it's not. It's very simple.
Hmm.
So as you know, I always try to simplify the things. So
Absolutely.
emotional intelligence is something which you control yourself, your emotions, in terms of either you are at home, in your office, you are searching a job, you are running a business, you are in a meeting, you are discussing anyone. Secondly, same time you have that skill to manage others' emotions. The somebody who is with you are in conversation with someone, how you tackle it. So this is how your skills will help you to handle situation not only with you but from the other side. For example, I'll give you a simple example. A person who is searching a job. So if he's not getting a job or she's not getting a job, so he will have to address her inner side, that how she can cope up with that stress or how she or he can motivate themselves. Same time, if they are blaming others that nobody is responding them in their applications or recruiters are not responding them, so they have to handle that situation also. How? Because they need to see themselves in others shoes, because we'll as we will discuss in the coming minutes in more detail. So then these are the situations. Or if you are in a situation when you are arguing someone, just before coming in this session, I was in one conversation. I'll just share one experience. 10 minutes before this conversation,
Uh-huh.
I was with one of my supplier. So we were arguing with some pricing and some scope of work. Okay.
Mhm.
So he was justifying his position. He was sharing his emotions or his, how he wants to do the things, and I was sharing mine. So we were at our standing position. There was no agreement, but still we were agreeing some certain things. So this is how I understand the emotional intelligence, that how you handle the situation, you handle yourself, and same time you handle others, considering your how you handle the arguments, your convincing skills, these kind of things. So this was because before coming this session, so I was thinking of that this is the good practice I went through, handle this situation.
Exactly. And it happened in our daily life, first of all.
Of course, yes.
Personally, and then professionally. Okay, and if I want to add over
Yeah,
here,
you need to share your view.
and then if I tell you my observation, my experience, I mean, for me, it's like emotional intelligence is all about um, having your nervous system enough strong, but it takes time. By the time you build up, you develop yourself. Acha, when we say in Urdu, for example, like you must have listened this that asab ka mazboot hone wala insan
Mhm.
can be a good leader, can be a good person who can lead the things. You know, asab ka mazboot insan, handling your nervous system enough, like strongly, that he or she doesn't shatter down too much quickly, or doesn't like shut down quickly in the some stages. He or she will take a pause, try to understand the situation, and then take the action. This is what I think. That's the whole like scenario or
Perfect,
philosophy of
perfect,
it.
perfect
Yeah.
view, perfect view.
Yes.
Just to add, Amna, if you allow me, I will just add one of the point which normally I teach in my sessions in the personal branding session.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the emotional intelligence, if you want to have expertise in this skill, you need to have awareness of who you are. Basically, you need to explore yourself. Because in the most of the time we don't know what we are from our side, from inside. So basically, that is important thing if you want to start becoming skillful in EI part. First step is you need to be aware of who exactly Imran or who is exactly Amna is. What is my passion? What is my skill set? What is my nature? Am I soft spoken, or I get anger easily? Or these kind of analysis, self assessment will help you to identify. Uh, then you will. The next step is that how you can manage your stress or situation. So self awareness is the key. What do you think about this?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like knowing yourself first is so important. Like most of the time, it happens really that when we are at work, we are just focused on the things which is just being told to us that you have to do like this, you will be doing. I mean, like, you know, your thinking process by your personality. What do you think basically, and how you would be managing yourself? Again, knowing yourself is like so much important to be able to again understand yourself in personal life and professional life both. Okay, so that is something really amazing.
And I will just add one more thing to start with this. There is a small exercise who are listening or watching us. For them, in 30 seconds, I will give them a very good tip how to start to explore your EI part. Take a paper, pen, write down on daily basis or at least 2 or 3 times on weekly basis whatever you think you are. Put the date and then do the same exercise after few days or next day or after 2 days, and then after maybe 5 6 times or 10 times you do this exercise and then find out the commonalities of what you have written down so far. That is your awareness that who you are. So that is your first step. So I'm sure this will help.
This will help, absolutely. And it will help you to compare yourself from the day one, day two, day three, and so on. Absolutely, that's so great. Okay, so let's check some comments or who is with us. So we have inspiring accountants. He is saying well said.
So somebody is inspired. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
already. Thank you very much for joining. And find your element first, he says.
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. So again, we are moving on to the next point of discussion that it says key emotional intelligence skills, like how to identify them, being a maybe a job seeker or a professional, or again, you know, as a being. What would you like to discuss over here?
It's
Then
again. I will simply. I will try to simplify it. The first skill which I just mentioned it, the self awareness. So once you identify who you are, because that will help you to handle the situation. If situation is harsh or tough, so if you know your traits, personality traits, you will handle in that way. There is a wrong conception here also that people think that EI person or who has these skills is always a soft spoken or very kind and generous. No, it's not the case. you need to adjust yourself as per the situation. Sometimes you need to handle differently. Your softness and kindness may not help you to handle that situation. So your awareness, your self regulation, your self discipline, your motivation, if because especially for job seekers, I'll give a very best tip for them.
Mhm.
If they think they are not getting a job or response is not coming, that does not mean this is the end of the world. Maybe the second door to become a business person, entrepreneur, maybe they need to explore that part. So if they are motivated that if they are not getting a job or they are not finding a job or response is not coming, let's explore outside of this. Maybe I have seen many examples which people have identified themselves as a good entrepreneurs, and I can consider myself as one of them. Social skills, we were discussing before this session. So this is a social era. So we need to be social. There should be a distance. There should be a thin line, but between getting addicted or productive on social skills, your social media, your personal interactions, your networking. So these are the skill sets which you need to start it. So what do you think? Anything else is required? I'm sure you will have plenty of others.
Yeah. I would like to add over here again, as a job seeker or a professional, you're already employed. In emotional intelligence, what it comes basically under that. So, number one thing, again, communication skills. Whenever two people meet or see each other, how you would be communicating to each other. Now, again, we have many other types of communication also within one skill. Yeah. But overall, a basic, how you greet, for example, the very basic thing. Whenever you meet someone at your workplace, from janitor to CEO, like that,
Mm-hmm.
how you're communicating,
Yes.
saying hello, greeting with a smile, with your courtesy. Okay, so I found it again very useful. Then I believe stress management,
Mm.
how you would be taking your stress as a different action. Now, for example, over here, I say that we have two lives basically, every individual, personal and professional. Yeah. So, like, it happens sometimes, whatever we are having, some issues or troubles in our personal life, we blow it in our professional work. We come to the office and we boom, like we blow up. And sometimes
Yes.
happen, yeah.
Very
And
very
sometimes
common.
happen, exactly. And sometimes it happen that vice versa. Like at office we are having some troubles, we go home and then blow up.
Release all the tension with to the family. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So there is again a line to understand how we need to able to manage the stress basically. So emotional intelligence again work over here. How to trigger ourselves with the mindset that okay, it happened in office, now I have to go home. But again, I mean, it's a mix of things going on, personally and professionally. So emotional intelligence also work over here. And third, which is again important, I must say, which is all about being empathic.
Mm.
Just example, 2 days back I was having some event, okay, and one of my teammate was unable to come at my event, okay, and we were together there. He said that this and that, okay. I was like, okay, no problem. I understand. If I can take the things myself, that's fine. We can go ahead. Like rather to just start judging people that maybe he was lying, maybe he was faking, maybe he was making a story. Instead, take a pause, and if I can do that work, I will say, no worries, take your time. I will continue. Again, it's a story of being empathic to understand that.
Understand.
And that
Yes.
happened with me also. I can also
Yes.
give some my reason. So these
Yes.
three things are so much again important. What I believe as a skill in emotional intelligence. So okay, so let's
Rightly
check
said.
some.
Rightly said. Yes. Perfect.
Mhm, mhm, yeah. Okay, so let's check some comments more feedback or any type of questions regarding. Okay, so inspiring accountants is again saying another thing, vouch your emotions, which you were telling before. Absolutely. Okay, then we have Sheikh Hadi. Thank you very much for joining in. He says, hello, Amna, good to see you with amazing topic. Thank you very much. And feel free to ask any questions. Okay, then we have, as Emmanuel said, we need to analyze our behavior and responses towards certain situations. After learning from your responses, you can improve.
Yeah, that's correct. This is what you were mentioning it before we took this question, that how you handle the situation. If you are in office and had a bad day and then you come home and release the stress, so this is how you can improve it, that you need to keep aside work life business.
Exactly. And maybe next day again, we will improve ourselves that, okay, today I won't do this again when I will go home,
Exactly.
and vice versa, like
Remember one
that.
thing, I just add one thing.
Hmm.
We are human beings. Yes, we are not machines or robots who are programmed to do certain things.
Hmm.
We have plus minuses, so we need to keep some margin always, regardless who are even if you are in perfect in EI also, but again keep some percentage of margin. Remember, we are human beings, so that human being touch we should not forget. Please take next
Exactly.
question.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so shall we move on? All right, this is okay. So Kamar is joining us. Thank you very much, Kamar, for being there. What advice you will give to someone who can't control their emotions when someone is unjust? Oh, again, it's a critical one. What would you like to say?
So you want to answer? I'll take it first.
Oh, you can take it first. Yeah.
Okay, it's very difficult, but it's easy to implement it. If
Hmm.
you think some situation is not controllable in your control, um, I I'm learning also. I'm also learning it. Try to be quiet in that situation, because if it cannot be controlled by you, so there is no meaning to explode further or raise the voice or raise the actions. So one way of handling situation, if it is not in your control that particular time, be quiet and just load your profile, and then
Hmm.
you reassess the situation to see when next you can re-tackle that situation. So this is what I would advise. If you have some other advice to share.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, you've said correct that, be calm or take a pause. Number one thing,
Take
do
a
not shut
pause,
it
yeah.
down immediately or do not blow. And over here now, again, it comes with a varying personalities also. Your personality, how you are. Either you're short tempered or a person who can, again, uh, who takes time to blow out or be hot tempered, like that. So, again, I think it's very subjective. It varies
Hmm.
person to person, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so so moving on, now we would be having. All right, so the surprising part of this streaming is that we are having one of the amazing guests today, guys. And thank you very much for being there. And stay tuned. I would be welcoming Sadaf Tokir to this streaming, and she would be discussing again a very great insight about emotional intelligence and how we can improve our intelligence, being emotional also sometimes within our career. So I would welcome her. Assalamu alaikum, Sadaf. How are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, Amna. Assalamu alaikum, Imran. How are you guys?
Walaikum assalam, Sadaf. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Yes, guys. Okay, so before we continue, I would like to tell everyone that Sadaf is a soft skills specialist and EQ expert. She is a trainer and a public speaker, and she would be discussing again amazing insights about emotional intelligence. So let's begin asking with Sadaf that what do you think about emotional intelligence? A very like your definition, I must say, what you want to share, what is emotional intelligence and how we can learn to trigger our emotions and motivators.
Okay. Now these are three questions in one statement, and I will try to, answer them one by one.
Absolutely.
Emotions, or I would say emotional intelligence is, if I just put it out very simple, it's intelligent use of your emotion, right? Like your highs are not too highs and your lows are not too lows. And this obviously comes by practice because we are not trained from school or from college or from even household. We are not trained to identify
Right.
what are emotional triggers, what does in fact this word emotion means. We can just say, like, if a child is bothering us, we'll be like, go do your work, we would not say, we would not ask smart questions in order for people to make it more obvious that what is it that they want, was it bothering them, and
Hmm.
how would they would like to have a solution. So I feel that emotions word itself is just comes from our beliefs and our mindset, right? This model is known as TFA, thought, feeling, and action. Emotions is made up of these three things. This is how it activates. There is a thought, and then there is a feeling, and then we take an action. And these thoughts, they are like kind of a old Pandora box of all our experiences, all our beliefs, and whatever has happened to us. So it's pretty much messed up in there, you know.
Wow.
Trust me, because we
Yes,
have
it is.
yeah, we have been adding piles and piles of so many experiences,
Hmm.
and we are not doing anything to handle them one by one. So if you see, do you know that wool ball with which we make sweaters and
Yeah. Hmm.
scarves? If you just open that wool ball and you try to connect it, you will never be able to find the end, or you can never put it into the same
Shape.
ball form, right? This is
Right.
exactly what's happening inside our mind. There are so many intermingled thoughts that we are unable to identify that which thought means what, which thought we should address seriously, which thought to let go,
Hmm.
what to address, what not to address, and how to manage as and when they arise, right? So for triggers, there is an interesting term which I usually use, that manage your triggers, otherwise they will manage you.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Because
And it
it's like a
happens.
horse. Yeah, it's like a horse that you slap on the back and then there is no return, or you cannot control it, then it's way out of your league, right? And these triggers, if you ask me, where do they come from?
Hmm.
They are actually coming from our childhood experiences or college experiences, I would say. Unless or until we are not addressing our emotions, our thoughts, they keep on coming. And it's their choice when they want to come and how they want to appear. We cannot control that, honestly. So it's their choice, and they would come and go as they please. So if we are not controlling them, they will control us. That's for sure, right? So these triggers, like for example, if I just tell you an example, that there have been few clients I've been working with, and those clients would just shut down whenever there is a problem in their life. You know, they would
Right.
just shut down emotionally, psychologically, and they will not talk to anyone, and they don't
Hmm.
want to be around anyone whenever
Hmm.
they are going through crisis. It was their way of handling a problem. Now, this thing is not wrong. I cannot say that there is anything right or wrong in how you handle a situation. But the thing is that this behavior is coming from their childhood, where whenever they went with the problem to their parents said, "Oh, it's nothing. It's okay. You'll be fine. Oh, it's
Yep.
nothing." Like a child fall down, we say, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine, nothing happened." So that nothing made him so insecure about conveying his problem, because it was a belief that was instilled in him since childhood, that it's nothing. And that nothing, what happens? Okay, we can live with that nothing feeling. But the problem is that when we are with someone else, this nothing feeling is not defined same by everybody.
Hmm.
If you see where we call up, where we talk about toxic positivity, that means that everything is okay all the time and we are unable to identify emotions of people around us. So if a person next to us is suffering, say in a corporate world,
Mhm.
we as a manager portray that everything is fine, we won't be able to see our employees' problems, because for us, everything is fine. For us, we have been told it's nothing, it will be okay, you will be fine. So these are triggers, like just a small, this is just a very small example, which we, kind of go through every day. There are so many events. For example, some financial setback
Mhm.
can activate a trigger. For example, one death can activate a trigger. Maybe you have been bullied in your school or college, that can activate. You have been teased, so you are
Mhm.
not very pleasant with taking humor, especially personally. So these things are kind of interlinked, and it's kind of, I would say, a seashore thing, that one wave triggers another, and it's a big wave which comes eventually and hit us, if we don't take care of it.
Like that. Absolutely. Great insights shared by you. Okay. And how about again motivators? What is like, one motivator for a person, like individually, or there are again multiple motivators to be understand individually.
Mhm.
You
Okay,
know
as what
how it
I know,
works.
definition of motivation is that it doesn't come from environment. Motivation comes from our actions.
Hmm.
That's what I've been taught in my education and in my research, that motivation always comes from taking action. If I feel like, even in a corporate sector, if a company is thinking that, today we will paint these walls and we will be very energetic, we will be able to motivate everybody, that is only a small percentage of what actually motivation looks like.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
motivation is kind of a very inside job, and it comes from taking actions. Because yes, pay raise is a very good motivator for companies, but it only stays for 40 days. That's an extrinsic motivation. Afterward, then you will be raising pay all the time. No, it's not possible, right? For companies. So they have to give purpose to employees so that they can find an intrinsic motivation and they can focus on that. Now, intrinsic motivation can be anything. It can be helping other person. It can be using your creativity. It can be an amazing team player. Now,
Hmm.
when I say it's different for everybody, it means that a little bit of work, people, they have to do this part at least on themselves. This is what we call eventually self-awareness. If
Self.
people do not know what motivates me, nobody can
Hmm.
help them. Nobody can help them if they don't know what excites me, what motivates me, what makes me happy. No matter how many policies, pay raise we do, a person at the end of the day will still be lost in the long run, right?
Hmm.
So if you want to talk about motivators, my first argument will be, tell a person to find themselves first in this whole definition, in this whole world. Try to find yourself and whatever excites you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Usually, when we talk about passion, there is a very known statement which goes like that: will you still do what you are doing if you're not paid for it? If your answer is yes, then maybe that's a small indication that this is something you enjoy and this is your passion. So self-awareness is one of the most important thing that we have to do. And what I feel in our academia, not our, I would say all, these developing countries, they have more or less same issue.
Hmm. Hmm.
Even those countries who do not have these issues, they have other problems linked to emotion, yet again, so
Yes.
either this way or that way, we are talking about emotions which are not handled carefully. So let's talk about motivation. Now, if I know myself based on my work, on my self awareness, I would know what motivates me. And this is what every individual wants. Now, when I know what motivates me, doesn't mean that I feel motivated and then I do that thing.
Okay.
I do that thing first and then I will be motivated. So this
Oh,
definition, a little bit has to be like upside down, I would say. That it's not the motivation and then you take action. It's first action and then you feel motivated.
and then
So
like experiment and then reaction. You
yeah,
know,
like first you have to just move. You just have to move to
absolutely.
understand that what do you actually want.
Huh, right.
Well said, Sadaf. Actually, you are right. Before you joined, we were talking about the self-awareness. We took few minutes to discuss this point. Because what happens, even forget about your whichever life patterns or your lifestyle motivates. For example, some people have different hobbies. One word is hobby and one word is that does that hobby motivates you. For example, I'm very passionate about gardening and pets, that kind of, that motivates me as a human being, because I have a human touch with them. I feel pain if they are in pain. I take care of, as I take care of my family or others. So self awareness will tell you who you are exactly, and then you go to the next level. Well said, Sadaf. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so
Thank you,
a
thank
little bit
you.
again, more information about a course. I would like you to highlight that how important is to get enrolled in this emotional mastery program, which we are offering this day. So, what will be the key results? If you would highlight over here, so that again it will be beneficial for our audience to know the
Just
results.
just to add, Sadaf, before you answer it, just to add what Amna is saying is that basically this program, which I am very excited to have part of that program, what are all the challenges of life, or what are all the areas of life where this emotional intelligence or this mastery program will help us. Either we are as a job seeker, we are a parent, we are child, we are business, we are running a business, and or any walk of life. So that is the focus area, where because people will, where is this EI part to help their walk of life, how to improve and go. So this is the area where maybe you will brief us in more detail.
Yeah, sure. So I truly believe that everyone is here for a reason, and our calling is totally different, and it just becomes obvious. Like you peel an onion, it's like one skin out, two skin out. So our calling, our why we are here, everybody has a different why. The
Yes.
thing is that either we can reach it gracefully with less destruction,
Hmm.
in a timely manner, or we can reach to that why by struggling, suffering, and ruining our relationship with people around us. Number one thing will be that our family will be disturbed. So there are two ways to reach to your goal. Eventually you will be reached. Okay, now you reach there broken or you reach there gracefully. That's the thing. Which one would you like to go for? So if you want to reach there broken, maybe there will be a lot of opportunities that you're missing otherwise. Maybe there was a way that you could do things differently given your situation. So this magical word of emotional intelligence, before I didn't know about it, I was still living, but not in a manner that I would say that it had made a difference in my life or people around me.
Hmm.
So if you want to reach your destination in the best possible way, you need to use this tool, because emotion everybody already has it. This is not something that after the course or before the course we will be sending a pack with a sachet that, okay guys and girls, you drink this and you will have all the emotions you need. It's
Absolutely.
already there, it's
It's a
inside us, and
process.
exactly, and it's calling us, it gives us indications. And just only if we can calm down and see that what are these indications, these our body is telling us, we would know so much, and then we will be able to make better decisions for ourselves. People sometimes they message me with
Mm-hmm.
such odd options to
Mm-hmm.
choose from, that I tell them that you have reached to this point because you have never listened to your body, your thoughts, the things that were happening around you, and now you're stuck and you do not know what to do. And the options they present me, they
Mm-hmm.
are really difficult options. That if you put these two options in front of me, if I didn't know this whole process, even I will fabble for a minute, right? So reaching to that point, there is a lot of homework that we can do beforehand. So it's like a toolkit that will give you a direction in, how you can be better to yourself, of course, and then other people.
Exactly.
So if I
Absolutely.
summarize, sorry, Amna, if Sadaf, if I summarize it for to simplify it, I would call if we need to go to from one place to another place, there are different ways to reach there by walk, by taxi, by car, by plane, by ship. So your program is going to tell us the optimized way to reach to the goal without hiccups. Am I right?
Yes, my program will tell them which ride is best for them,
Exactly.
because
Perfect.
every
Perfect.
person will have a different ride in that journey.
Mhm.
Yes. If one person is physically fit, maybe he can walk to that place. Perfect.
And,
Exactly.
and if
Exactly.
they need help, so definitely that this toolkit will be the absolute one to have to gear up yourself, basically, which will
So
again
this is
help.
Yeah.
the surprise goodies, the toolkit. Now we need to know what is that. Even I'm very excited now to see that toolkit now.
That
Absolutely.
toolkit is a surprise.
Yes. So thank you so much, Sadaf, for joining us and sharing the amazing sights and all about, again, the surprising part or the elements of the great tool which you would be providing us. So I hope it will again benefit all the professionals out there who are looking for it. So thank you very much for joining
Definitely.
us.
Thank you, Sadaf.
In the end, I would, in the end, I would just like to tell people that think about the investments you make in your life. So such grooming opportunities is an investment on yourself, which will
Absolutely.
definitely pay you in the long run.
Now
Absolutely.
Amna is
Thank
going to
you.
disclose that investment in a few minutes after you leave. So this is a surprise
I'm
for
talking
our.
about I'm talking about more than numbers. I'm talking about more than numbers. That investment is, is fixing all the foundations, all
That's
those
true.
bricks that are supposed to be in their place.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
Absolutely. So nice
Thank
to
you very
have
much,
Okay,
Sadaf. It
amazing.
was pleasure.
Amazing.
Amazing session
Thank
with
you
you,
so much. Thank
and
you.
looking forward to have a program session very soon, inshallah. Thank you very
Same
much.
here, likewise. Thank you so much, Imran. Thank you, Amna. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Assalamu
Thank
alaikum.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye. See ya.
This
Okay,
was
yeah.
wonderful, Amna. I'm very
Absolutely.
excited, to be honest.
Same here, same here. And
She
guys,
has
you
a
are
toolkit which will tell us to reach our goal with minimum hiccups. This is amazing. Now I want to steal that toolkit now.
yes, absolutely. I mean, it's for everyone, like how to be again be more aware by ourselves.
Yeah.
So that will again help us, and I would like highly recommend to everyone to have it and see the more details. So guys, you are more than welcome to have a look that what type of details we would be providing in this course, and we have the initial details which is mentioned in this streaming description box below. You can just have a look, and if you are interested, you can have a contact to us, and our team will be getting in touch with you. So thank you very much, Imran, for joining with
Just
me.
a few points in the closing remarks.
Yes, yes,
So
sure.
definitely I endorse what you said. This is the great opportunity to develop that EI skills, become a master in that skill, which will help you in all walk of life, wherever you are. And this excitement will be there very soon. So register it in the link below in this session. You will find and contact us, and we are more than happy to answer your questions. and gives you more detail about this program, which is planned and it's coming very soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, guys, for
Thank you. Thank you,
asking.
everyone.
Yes, thank you very much, guys, for asking the questions and a great participation. And I know you have some questions, but again, this course can answer your questions in a very, again, with the depth knowledge
Exactly.
and insights.
Exactly. Exactly.
So thank you very much for tuning in and take care of yourself. Do subscribe to this channel of NAVAFIZ and stay tuned for more updates. We will be bringing again more exciting streamings with the different topics and more professional services for you. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.